Property, one house on that side, land on the other side, and they haven't given them a single cent in compensation. All right, the issue here this morning, is that the state has entered two properties on the highway that they're building from Debe to Gandhi Village. And if you look across to my right, you'll see that the state has passed the highway over the property of the Ramnarine family, and they have split the property into two pieces. A little piece on the left by that tree, and the house is on the right hand side. They have not compensated them a single cent. On this side there is a Sumai family. They've started grading operations right across the path of the highway, and they have not compensated her a single cent. So what do we have here? The state, the Prime Minister and the government cannot come into a sub-region of this republic and simply steal the assets of the people. 300 homes, multi-billion-dollar businesses, their lagoon, their temples, their churches, their mosques, their connectivity, their streets, their agricultural land, all of that, engage in a fragrant economic attack on the people and not compensate the people. This is a flagrant violation of the Constitution and of the people's rights. The people who have agreed to compensation must get compensation. So I want to ask the Prime Minister one question. On Tuesday, 29th of April, the court will make a decision on whether to grant us a conservatory order or what is called an injunction, having the full powers of an injunction, whether to stop this highway from Debe to Mon Desi. Assuming that Justice James Abood stops this highway and grants us a conservatory order, what will the Honorable Prime Minister have to say for the people's property which they have destroyed, their agricultural property, and the 1920 houses which they have so far destroyed? What does she have to say? The Armstrong report clearly says, before you proceed with the highway, do a cost-benefit analysis, do a social impact analysis, do a hydrological studies, and irresponsibly, without doing any of those studies, they proceeded with work. So I want to warn the Prime Minister, not to warn her, sorry. I want to remind the Prime Minister that from tomorrow morning, I will be in front of office, and I'll be sitting here 7 hours each day until she talks to me or until she agrees to abide by the Armstrong report. We simply cannot have a government coming into a power and fleecing and recklessly attacking the economic welfare of a people without any response. So whatever the court decides on Tuesday, from tomorrow morning 7 o'clock, I'll be in front of office asking her to abide by the Armstrong report. We cannot leave it up to the judiciary to fight this battle. We cannot leave it up to our honorable lawyers to fight this battle. We have to take to the streets, and I will be on the streets in a one-man campaign in front of office tomorrow, reminding her of the violations here and reminding her that she has a duty to abide by the Armstrong report. Thank you very much.
My name is Vicky Ramnarine. My mother's name is Janie Ramnarine. Now we have sent in a claim in NIDCO for Janie Ramnarine, under Janie Ramnarine, right? That the bulldozer and them come and grade down we land across there. And we get pay as yet. Not a single cent. More than 4 months now. We running around in NIDCO. Up to last week Wednesday I was in NIDCO. I was in Munilal office where he bringing a woman from NIDCO to talk to we about people who was not paid. When I went in the office, the woman assured me in a month that they will call me and offer me a figure. They would give me an offer on how much we land. Up to now we get a call as yet. I went in back in NIDCO office on Wednesday. The girl in NIDCO office had my name on a list as priority. And she said she was bedazzled as to why they didn't call me as yet. That nobody sent for a claim. We ain't no supporter, no reroute highway and thing, right? We in support of the highway, but what we not support of is that the people taking we land and they're paying we. And only hitting we are set a run around. Every time we go in NIDCO is a set a run around. You understand? And they're paying we. We want we money. Because I mean you take we land. We have private land. We have our own deed for we land and all you paying we. People right next to we who squatting and carrying the land, their money. So squatters have more rights than people who have their own private land then. That is what you're saying. So whether you be lawless in the society and be squatters then and get your money. Because the people who squatting gain money. The people and them who have their own private land gain money. When we go in NIDCO say they're dealing with people who have structures in the land. Right? So if we have a structure in the land, then we go get paid in.
Solar plants in the land before?
I living in the land, but my house not directly in front of the highway. My house is about 400 meters away from where the highway is. But what am I saying is that why you don't pay people when you reach in the land. If you reach in my land, sort me out. And then when you reach in the next man's land, sort out he. Why you want to sort out everybody while all about? NIDCO need to get some kind of thing in order, right? All you have to organize all yourself. The bulldozer can only bulldoze down one man land at a time. When all you reach in that man land, fix up he. When all you reach in the next man land, fix up he. You understand? We are against the government building the highway. What we are against is that we're not getting money for we land. We need to get our money. Because squatters gain their money and people with private land can't get their money. You understand? So that is my cry today.
Munilal causing that.
You understand? Munilal not causing that. Don't study that man. Munilal trying to help people. Munilal have a meeting in the office with people in NIDCO to sort out this. But is the people in NIDCO working? They don't have a proper system. They need to organize themselves and deal with people on a step-by-step basis. You understand? If you reach in my land, fix me up. That is all. And everybody gonna be happy. Everybody gonna be happy. I am telling all you. But NIDCO is the problem here. They need to sort out the business. You understand? And deal with people. You can't have people in a run-around study. Every time we go, you're running, we are wrong, running, we are wrong. They say they're gonna pay we interest in we land from the day they move in till they get we money. But when we go get we money, we can't get we money. We go get interest. You understand? We didn't want it to reach this situation, but we had to get we voice heard because we are getting paid. You understand? When Kublaalsingh come and tell we gonna have a press conference, I'm not in support of Kublalsingh and the Re-Route, but again myself in the news here to let the people know that we take we land and we are get paid. And that is the issue here. We're not getting paid. That is the real issue here. We want to get paid for we land. If all take we land, pay we. Right?
Thanks very much, sir.
Hi, good morning. My name is Clifford Ambrose and I live at 38 Gandhi Village in Debe. Right about now you can see that they are grading just before my land. They are about to approach our land, that is my mother, my land, and so far all we have heard is officials from NIDCO call my mother and telling her that she has no choice, that the government has all the rights to come into her land and grade it, and she would have to accept whatever she gets. Nobody officially came and say anything. They just come and they tell us that how the government have all the rights to enter your land, and that is that, and we just have to accept that. So what would be our problem now? Before they enter our land, right, no negotiation has been made. Afterwards, when they already grade down everything and pass through our land, then they want to negotiate. So where it is we stand, we are just puppets that the government just maneuvering around and telling us anything, and we must accept that. What we are telling them right now is to stop and settle all these matters before they were to move forward and go ahead. Follow all the reports, do the proper statistics and see what is happening. But no, this government just going ahead with whatever they feel and whatever they think that is right. And they just doing their own thing. And that is the way everybody just want to sit down and look at what is happening in this country and just look on and just let things happen. But this small group of people willing to stand up and fight against the government and everybody and all the ministers who's setting up people to come here and fight against us and to kind of like bully us and put us out and robbing us from our own rights in this country. Is this a place to live in? Is this a place that we want to be, where our government, our own people who are supposed to be seeking our interests, is the ones who is pushing us out and bullying us to get out of our own property? when we go and protest in front of the Prime Minister's office and in front of the Prime Minister's house, people say we are infringing, her privacy. We cannot do that. That is illegal. So it is not illegal for her to come into our land, and just take it and just push off and then tell us we would accept what it is they're giving us. That is totally unfair and unjust. We are here to stand for our right and to make sure that everybody else who is along in Trinidad and Tobago and into the community stand up for their right and do something about it. And if we can make a difference, it will be a great difference. And we hope that more people come and support us and see our minority group that can make a big difference in this country and in this world today. Thank you.
Is acting in a contrary way. They're confusing both members of the adhere movement and their own supporters and their own CPEP crew and Mr. Timal, who is the head of the evaluation team, and Stacey Rupnarayan's father, who is also lobbying for them, who is a big contractor and stands much to lose. So the persons who blocked you this morning have much to lose. Persons who are associated with Mr. Edward Moody, with Minister Munilal, with Stacey Rupnarayan's father, with the CPEP crew, they have a lot to lose if Justice James Abood grants us the conservatory order on Tuesday. And that is why they're behaving like that. But we are their friends. We are their family. They belong to our community. And we will never ever confront them because we know that the enemy is not them. The enemy is bad governance. The enemy is unprincipled behavior by the Prime Minister and the government of failing to abide by proper principles, proper processes, abiding by the Armstrong report. That is why from 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, I will go on a one-man protest outside the Prime Minister's office with my banner, abide by the Armstrong report, until she either meets with me or abides by the report. We cannot leave development issues to the judiciary. We cannot leave it up to the politicians. We have to come onto the streets, and we have to have a say on the streets. I would ask all Trinidadians and Tobagonians to join me, one-man protest outside the gates of the Prime Minister. I'll be sitting there 7 hours a day until the Prime Minister agrees to abide by the report or tell us why she will not abide by this principled, ethical, scientific, rational report. Hold on.
We plan to eat this time, right?
Sorry?
We plan to
Yes,
eat
I'll
this
be eating. I cannot handle a hunger strike. If I go on a hunger strike this time, the consequences will be very severe.
One of the concerns that they had here was that your group members here are not really from Debe. What is your take on that?
If they poison the fish up water here, the people who live down water in San Francisco, in Mon Desi, in Pinal, in Siparia, in Faizabad, will be poisoned. So we have to deal with the poison where it happens. This is where the poison is happening. They are taking people's lands without compensation. They are attacking the economic resources of the people without fair compensation. They're failing to abide by proper processes. So it doesn't matter if we live here or if we live downriver. The fact is what they do here is going to influence us in a significant, negative and permanent way. Mr. Siu here, for example, they're attacking his house without giving any compensation. So we will all be influenced.
If it is that the court doesn't grant the injunction, will you abide by that?
Absolutely. Whatever decision the court makes, we will abide by it. But as I said, Justice James Abood cannot on his own deal with development issues in Trinidad and Tobago. We will certainly be continuing the fights outside of the courts, diplomatically, at the appeal court level, at the Privy Council level, meeting with Dr. Rowley, and in street actions of a kind which I just described to you. That's it. Thank you very much for coming. God bless you.
Gandhi Village, South Trinidad.